Well, hello, internet sheeples. Welcome to my show. Now we're talking about Israel and Palestine. You see, all the protests erupting everywhere remind me of a simple fact that people fail to realize in this society is that you're not fucking free. What are you talking about? You think this is a free country? You think that the fucking North America is a free place? You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. It's not free. They tell you what to do, where to go, what to say, every single step of your life. But you know, it's an interesting thing because whether you believe in supporting a tyrannical government that's blowing up citizens indiscriminately or an innocent population that is just weathering a war storm, or the terrorists in the middle there laughing all the way, it really doesn't matter. These people are going to be killing each other for hundreds of more years. There's no victory here. And the only reason the US, the United States of America, old Uncle Sam is in it, is because of one simple fact. Power in the Middle East, nuclear weapons stored in Israel, hosted by the United States of America. They're never going to let their power hold go in there. They're building bases. They're building up bases everywhere, all in the fucking bank, the West Bank. They're filling it full of fucking bases. They're putting that place on lockdown. They'll fucking blow up anybody who tries to get in their way. That's just how it works. That's how it works in the world of the geopolitical stage. Now, people who are protesting think that they'll make a difference. Never make a difference. You'll never make a difference. There's so many powerful people that have constricted and choked any freedoms we have in this society. You don't have fucking any freedoms. I got banned from Reddit temporarily and fucking X saying stupid shit. It wasn't anything. You know, Elon Musk talks about free speech, free speech, free speech. Look at the shit that goes on Twitter. You say one thing accidentally, boom, they flag your account. That's freedom in this society. No such thing as freedom. You're not free. You're never free in this society. They fucking got you by the nuts. They got you by a little fucking collar. And if you speak out against something, they send in their thugs to retain order. You see, there's a big checklist of something that people devised a long time ago, and it's been revised over and over and over again throughout the years, but it's how to maintain public order. They will stop at nothing to maintain public order. Look at the George Floyd riots. Look at any of the protests. Look at anything. They're willing to use force to keep that capitalistic empire under wraps, and they will do anything to stop it. They'll never let you have a voice. They'll never let you win. The weak are controlled by the strong. That's how this world operates. And that's how these capitalistic elites operate. They control you. They control everything you do. They control every facet of your life. They know everything about you. There is no such thing as fucking freedom. You're not free here. This is not real freedom. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that is cast on your brain. And most people are too weak and too stupid to even realize it. You are not fucking free in this society. So have a right to protest. Protest all you want. They laugh at you. Because nothing changes. Look at those George Floyd riots. What were they even about? I bet you half of the people didn't even know what the fuck they were protesting. And nothing changed. They won't let change happen to their society. They got it locked down real nice. They got it under wraps. They got you by the nuts. They got you by the collar. There's no such thing as freedom here. You are not free. Nothing you do is classified as freedom. You sure you can choose where to work, where to go, what to do, what to say, how to dress? That's fucking it. Other than that, there's no freedom. We are not free beings. We're beings that are kept and controlled by currencies and money. It's such a simple plan too. You see, they think that they abolished slavery. Did they? Try and live without money. Cocksuckers. Never work. No such thing as freedom. No such thing as freedom. And people online form groups. Form groups. Why is that? Why do people form groups online? Not in real life. And the very few that do in the real world, so to speak, not the internet sphere, why are those groups not so prominent? It's because in real life most people are weak. They are cowards. They don't stand up for anything. They just follow the herd. And you see, you can't blame people. People want no conflict, and they know that, and they exploit that. Look what's happening in Ukraine. There is a power taking over a smaller, weaker nation. And the illusion they put on your blinders is that Ukraine can win. How? How will they win? Explain that to me. Think it for yourself. There's no victory here. It's just one big clusterfuck, and the US armed manufacturers win. Control. All of it is control, and there's no freedom. So, yeah, I mean, when you go against the status quo, they fight it. So, I mean, when you look at things that are happening in the Middle East, there's never going to be a resolution. But what the US wants most of anything is control. Control. Nobody has any freedoms. They have to live in tents, and even then, they're not guaranteed to survive. Isn't that horrible? What a horrible world we live in. And I cannot state how proud I am of people for voicing their opinions. You know, you see it. People are really fed up. People are really fed up. But they lack a leader. Someone who's strong. Someone who can get things done. Someone who has a voice that is so strong. But they have no leader, so they just weakly throw themselves into the arms of the power, so to speak. And that's the truth of the matter, is that you'll never win. You can't win. Not organized. They're just, it's like a fish flopping on the shore, and a bear just comes up and grabs it. They're against something that can't be beaten. So that's the truth of these protests. Is it's not really going to do anything. It's just going to be chaos, minor, and just like the George Floyd riots, they'll go off that. Remember COVID? They told you that you were not allowed to do something that they'd never done before. Ever. This was never a rule living in society that you had to do this or had to do that. And they did it. And people just didn't care. Just went about their day. They just didn't want it, didn't want to fight it. But you lost your freedoms because they could change the rules whenever they want. And if they can do that, imagine when the next thing is. Imagine how fucked up it's going to be when you have to do something completely random and different. No such thing as freedom. They can suddenly tell you what you can and can't do. How are you free? You're not free. You're just someone who follows along. You're just someone who... sheep. And that's why I say internet sheeple. Because majority of people spine. They just follow the herd. But you know, it's funny. These Israel and Palestine riots, because they're calling them protests, but make no mistake, it's a fucking riot. They're bringing out all gear for that. So isn't it right? They don't like to use that term, and media hates it. Media hates this stuff. They hate it. News is suppressed on Reddit. Bad news. I see it all the time. Talk of nuclear strikes, talk of nuclear war, talk of bad things happening in Ukraine, gone from the front page. You'll never see it on Reddit, ever. Whereas it is exemplified and extremified on Twitter. That's the difference between the social medias. Now, in Canada, what they did is they got rid of the ability to post news articles on social media, on Facebook. They got rid of that. You can't post a picture or a news article to Vladimir Putin making advances in Ukraine. You can't post things about a baseball game that happened down the street, a news article. They won't allow it. Why? Why? Because they want you to not pay attention to how fucked up the world's getting. They want you to just stick in your lane, just keep your eyes fucking dead set on money, working, economy. Live your little life and help the engines of this world continue. Fucking sheep. Be another cog in the machine. Or be a new cog that makes the machine work better. That's my house. The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. Isn't that a quote? The right man in the wrong place can make all difference in the world. And this world needs difference. It needs to be different. We are headed on a cataclysmic collision of thoughts, of beliefs, of ideologies. Ultimately, there's just too many people with too many differences in this world. I don't think it's ever going to fix itself. So, I mean, whether you're for Israel or you're for Palestine, just think of the truth of the matter. Isn't it, at the end of the day, whoever flag it's for, aren't we just terrible to each other? Isn't that the takeaway from this? I mean, both sides have done terrible shit to each other. Who are you gonna blame when everyone's fucking bad? Whose side are you gonna take when you realize that everybody's a piece of shit? And we're all just self-righteous, fucking selfish monkeys living in a material world where money makes you better than someone else. How fucking stupid is that? I say we make a better world. Nobody seems to really like that idea. Can't we make the world better? There's fucking billions of us. Look at all the shit we've accomplished. Yeah, we spend time fucking bitching at each other online. Censorship from tech will only get worse. And one day, you won't even be able to say things on the internet. It'll all be controlled. It'll all be controlled. But you know, Fidel Castro was a crazy individual who fought against every norm in every normalcy of what a person could do. Fidel Castro beat it. He beat every odd. He fought every battle. and he won every war. That's the truth. Same with Pablo Escobar. This is a man many people deem an evil person. But how can you call him evil when he was killed by some of the people who were doing the exact same shit as him? Who's right? Who's wrong? Nobody was right. Nobody's wrong. So remember, people, that's a thought, is that there may not be any right or wrong in this world, because at the end of the day, haven't humans all just been a little shitty?